Hello, Divine Feminine. I am here for a shadow reading for you today for your Divine Masculine. And of course, you're always included in that. You guys are connected at the level of the soul. So of course, this reading, when it's about Divine Masculine, is really about you. I know that sounds kind of like, hard to understand sometimes at the beginning of your journey. For those of you that are a little further along, you're going to know what I'm talking about. You and your Divine Masculine are one at the level of the soul. So what is going on with them is really what's going on with you, because it's all about perspective. And this journey is waking you up to the fact that you are a creator and that your perspective matters. And how does tarot show us that? Well, tarot shows us what our perspectives are when we're looking at the cards, right? Because a story and a narrative is being given to you. And even though it's one story and one narrative, how you picture it, how it applies to you, how it relates to you, and what it means to you isn't going to be the same as it is for someone else, which is why these collective readings can mean so much to all of us, even though we have different journeys. Your journey with your Divine Masculine is extraordinarily unique, right? Like, here's an example. We all have the same hands, right? And hands are pretty obvious. When you see someone's hand, you know that it's a hand. They all look similarly enough that we could say, yep, that's a hand. But the difference is that each hand is extraordinarily unique, right? So unique that the fingerprints on those hands are never going to be like anyone else's. So they're the same, yet they are different. So these cards today are the same for everyone, right? You're all getting the same reading. However, they're applied differently to each one of your journeys. And this wakes us up to perspective and how our perspective shapes our reality. And when we find out that our perspective shapes our reality, we suddenly come to this realization that there is a huge connection between our perception of our Divine Masculine and our experience of the twin flame relationship. And that's when we can start getting into the good stuff, the reality creation. And that comes through inner union. And inner union is what leads us to outer union. So I'm going to stop right there. We're going to get into the reading. And we're going to look at what is it that Divine Masculine needs to accept. Okay. They have Queen of Charisma for this one. So with Queen of Charisma, we have, oh, by the way, this is Queen of Coins, just so you're aware. This is my Dungeons and Dragons deck. And so this actually, Charisma represents coins. So we're looking at Queen of Coins. And this is what your Divine Masculine needs to accept in the relationship with you, or in their life, in their karmic situation, or both, right? It's usually typically a combination of all of the above. So they may have a greedy perspective, or they may be dealing with a greedy person. There's envy, financial, like a feeling of like financial lack, or they're maybe feeling a little dependent on somebody, and not feeling independent financially. These all show that there are areas of being asleep in your Divine Masculine's life that they need to kind of wake up from. They need to take responsibility for their perspective and their actions that have led them to where they're at right now. And this is a difficult thing for most of us to accept at any point in time on our path, especially if we've been living from a place of ego and we haven't gone through an awakening yet. We oftentimes try to push things out and away from us and blame others around us. And your divine masculine seems to have been in, or may still be in, a place where they're really in need of taking a look at some of these aspects of self that, that they need to kind of overcome, transmute, transcend. They need to look at and acknowledge in order to be able to do that. And so they're at a place right now of really needed to take a hard look at who they are and what it is that they are doing in life. You've gone through a lot of this divine feminine in your dark night of the soul phase, okay? They need to go through this as well on their own. And it's not something that you can do or advise or coach them through. They need to go at it on their own. This is between them and source, as it is for all of us, okay? Your divine masculine is no different. You focus on you and you let them focus on them. And you trust that the same beautiful universe that is guiding you is going to guide your divine masculine in the way that they need to be guided, okay? So what is it that they need to forgive? What do they need to forgive? And for this, we have 2 of wisdom. Okay, so 2 of wisdom is 2 of cups. And 2 of cups in reverse. So they've got a separation, a breakup. They're dealing with somebody that's disinterested, or maybe they've become disinterested in something. And there's a lot of arguments as a result. This is probably with a karmic partner, but there's also a separation going on simultaneously with you and your divine masculine they're dealing with and contending with. They've really fully kind of stepped away from the situation with you in order to deal with the situation in their karmic life. They are not in a position or a place right now to really be able to show up for anyone because they've got a lot of stuff that they've got to look at and resolve. And the karmic person in their life has been placed there to help them wake up from very bad habits and patterns, and to stop allowing themselves to be railroaded. They need to develop personal boundaries, and they need to respect the personal boundaries of others. But in order to do that, they've got to go through a period of self-reflection where they can kind of untangle themselves from the outside world in order to kind of go within and see themselves with clarity and kind of take responsibility for how they got to where they're at. This is just a continuance, a further continuance on an external level of what this card shows on an internal level. Okay, so they are in separation with you, but they're looking at a potential separation or have already entered into a separation leading to a breakup with a karmic partner. And, there's a lot of emotions surrounding this. I can feel that for your divine masculine and for you as well, divine feminine. What is it that they need to release? What do they need to release? So they need to accept kind of some of these internal things. They need to forgive themselves for being where they're at and reconcile that within themselves. And now with this next card, they need to release something in order to be able to do that. And we're going to take a look and see which card comes up for that. So for this, we have 3 of intelligence. All these are coming up in the reverse. Interesting. We have 3 of intelligence now, which intelligence is swords. So 3 of intelligence in the reverse shows us that they kind of maybe need to let go of an expectation that other people are going to see things with clarity and like kind of bend to their will. It's not about getting others to do what you want them to do. It's about mastering over the self. And everything in your external world changes when you stop trying to change things on an external level. It's kind of like this, like I've used this analogy before, so some of you may be familiar with it, but it's like when you're looking in a mirror, right? And the mirror is showing you your reflection. If you don't like the reflection that you're seeing in the mirror, you can't like touch the mirror and change your hair. You can't touch the mirror and change your makeup or change your facial features or anything at all about the reflection. You could even like break the mirror and try to manipulate the mirror, but each shard of that reflection is still going to show you the same reflection. And so you could really, really just work your butt off and tire yourself out trying to change the reflection if you're trying to change it at the level of the mirror. And that's how most of us live our lives. We are trying to change our lives by messing with the external world, which is the mirror. How do we change the reflection in the mirror? We have to recognize that there is a source of the reflection and change the source of the reflection, and then you'll get a different reflection, right? So that's what going within is all about, is recognizing that you are the source of how the outside world shows up for you. We kind of started out talking about perspective and how this twin flame journey wakes you up to the fact that you are a creator and changes your perspective by giving you inner wisdom, right, from the source. And that is going to change the external reflection that the universe shows you from all things pushed outside of yourself. And your divine masculine needs to accept responsibility for their external experience of this world. They have to accept that responsibility, right? They have to forgive themselves. They have to forgive others. They need to release the notion that everybody is going to bend at their will, or that they can, manipulate and change things on an outside level. They got to let go of the doing, and they got to embrace the being. And that's a whole lesson in and of itself, you guys. Okay, so what is it that they can learn? Okay, we've looked at what they can accept, what they can forgive, what they can release. Now we're going to look at, what they can learn here. All right, so I've got a card that has fallen. Let me pick it up really quick. And sorry, you guys, I dropped some cards, but one of them flipped up. So this is the one that we're going to use, okay? And this is what your divine masculine can learn from all this stuff right here. Part of their path and their journey, which is 6 of strength. Okay, so 6 of strength is the wands in this one. Okay, so 6 of strength is interesting. They can learn that recognition is something that might feel good when things outside of you, people, events, circumstances, things like that, kind of offer you recognition. It can feel good, but it is a temporary feeling. It's kind of like a Band-Aid, right? It's a temporary feeling that can kind of cancel out negative thoughts and emotions and patterns. But if it's not something that's cultivated from within first, eventually that just becomes a part of the past, and old habits and old patterns can resurface again. And those feelings of lack and, not feeling valuable or worthy will come back again. And then we'll start that pattern over of seeking it outside of ourselves. And then we'll get that recognition, and then it's just a pattern. Like, it comes and it goes, it ebbs and it flows. The only true place that we can find that strength or that recognition is when we do it from within ourselves. Then when things are happening on an external level, whether things are good or bad, we feel stabilized in our own wisdom and knowledge of our own value and our own worth and our own recognition of self. So that's kind of where this is leading your divine masculine. And I feel you very similarly going through this kind of just ahead of the curve from your divine masculine. Okay, you're kind of going through all these things months to years ahead of them. And seeing some of those changes taking place within them in real time as you go. So where is it that your divine masculine can seek healing and recovery? Some readings just feel different than other readings, and this one feels different to me, you guys. I don't know why this one feels different to me, but it does. There's a different vibe or frequency with this reading. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's not bad. I just feel that it's different. And oftentimes when I feel this way, it's when it will resonate with a lot of you guys, because it's not like, it feels like it's coming from something outside of myself. I mean, I always believe that it is something, but there are times where that sensation or that feeling is stronger than others. And this is one of those moments. I'm just letting you guys know this definitely doesn't feel like there's new things coming to me that don't typically show up during the readings. So there's probably a collective shift going on right now, which is why I'm feeling this way. So I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. If you kind of get what I'm talking about and feel it too, or have any experience with that over the last week or two, with some shifts taking place in your experience, please share them with me. I love hearing about you guys and your journey. Okay, so where they can kind of look for healing and recovery and all this is 9 of Intelligence, which is 9 of Swords in reverse. So they need to seek recovery and healing, because this card itself is about rest, recovery, healing, relief from extreme torment. Okay, so this card is all about kind of like the question that we put it out there for. But I feel that the where they need to go, like if you kind of look at this card, this is interesting. I'm going to flip it over just for a second to show you. There's kind of like a darkness around them, right? Like a torment. And it's got tentacles even. And that's kind of how I see it sometimes, like little tentacles within us. And the only way to kind of seek that, like, and you can see right here, this whole reading has been pointing us toward your divine masculine going within. This looks like a third eye to me, right? And it's traveling up this like path, right? Through the lower chakras, up through the higher. And this right here is a symbol of enlightenment. This comes from going within through inner experience, prayer, meditation, looking for that source within for guidance as a compass. The light that shines within you makes it so that darkness can never touch you. It can't, the darkness only serves the light, and it's only there to make the light brighter. So when we embrace the light within us, the divinity within us, and we start seeking that for guidance and help along our path, everything changes for us and we are lifted up and out. So your divine masculine really needs to go within and tune themselves into the inner compass within themselves. That's where you and your divine masculine are connected, which is exactly why when you do that for yourself, divine feminine, and you seek inner union for yourself, you go within, you let go of the mind, you let go of the the worldly perspectives, the conditioning, and instead open yourself up to the unknown and start seeking guidance from that place. Your light is huge, and it does have a profound effect on your divine masculine as well, because that is where you guys are connected. Okay, there is a logical explanation for all of this spiritual stuff that is out there that may not be always addressed in a logical way, but there is a way behind it that makes sense. And when we can get our mind on board, sometimes it helps us a little bit more. Like, we have a resonance with these things, especially sometimes in the beginning, but we don't always understand it, and it makes our mind ask a lot of questions. And that's okay. It's okay to let your mind ask questions. Don't get stuck there, though. Okay, go beyond the mind and then let the mind catch up. So this next one is where, that's where they need to seek healing and recovery, is of course from within. Is there anything where they can get help from the outside world in order to be able to do and achieve that? And for this, we have 9 of Wisdom. Okay, so with 9 of Wisdom, we've got, this is of course 9 of Cups. So, and it's also in the reverse. So, they can look, okay, this is interesting because it's kind of coming back with almost like a no. Interesting. It's kind of coming back with almost a no. There isn't a place outside of themselves where they can look for help. It has to come from within. There is no quick results or quick fix that can be like purchased. There's not a pill to swallow or an action or a ritual that can be taken in order to get them to this place. It's an internal shift that must take place, and it is guided and directed through the connection to Source, and Source is within. All right, it's a lighthouse. You know, they really essentially have to become the conduit. They really need to embrace that they are the conduit. Okay, and you, divine feminine, are doing that already. You are the conduit. Okay, there is a reason why we named our channel the Conduits, and it's because you, divine feminine, are a conduit between the heavens and the earth. Okay, and you are tuning that, like tuning fork into that higher frequency, that celestial frequency. And your divine masculine is going to start doing the same. They already are. They've been on that journey just like you. It just looks different than yours. It just doesn't look the same. It has a different feeling, a different, a different way of manifesting for them. If you guys are interested in one-on-one coaching, please go check out our description box. We also have personal tarot readings and group calls. If you guys are interested, our group calls are phenomenal. We also will have a live this month on the second Thursday. So next week on Thursday, we'll have a live. If you guys have questions and are interested, please look out for that. It'll be on Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'd be happy to answer some questions for you guys, give you guys some information and some insight. But also we do have the group calls, which are very inexpensive, and you get to talk to us, multiple times per week. And also network with other twin flames, which is very important on this journey, I have found. So that information is all in the description box below. Also, if you guys could please like and subscribe, we would very much appreciate you being a part of our community and supporting us. All right, so your oracle card today is fear. Fear. Oh, and I almost didn't give you guys your numerology number either. So we have 5 today, 4 and 1, 14 or 41. All right, let's check this out. Fear, let's see what it has to say. Have you seen crows hanging around a scarecrow? I am sure they were once afraid of it, but over time with knowledge, that fear disappeared. Are there old beliefs passed down from generation to generation that hold you back out of fear? Fear asks that you examine your beliefs. Are they in sync with reality? Are your decisions and actions based on old information that no longer hold relevance today? Sure, fear can save us from making painful or costly mistakes. However, if given too much power, fear also creates inaction and stagnation. Fear prevents our creative mind from exploring all possible solutions to our problems. When this card appears, you may consider looking inward and checking in to see where you are allowing fear to limit your potential. As the saying goes, fortune favors the brave. Just as the crow on the card reaps the benefits of a field of untapped potential, as the fearful crows hold you back, you too have an opportunity where fear keeps others at bay. For you, the fearless, all you need to do is swoop in and seize the moment. What an excellent, excellent card today. You know, I find it to be interesting, and I'm going to share this with you. I have been having 808 and 818 show up a lot over the last week. And that's not my typical angel numbers, right? Those are not the ones that I typically see. So I know when there is a change in that and I suddenly start seeing a group or a period of time where I'm seeing a new angel number and it's always the same one, that the universe is trying to tell me something through that number. And because I've seen 808 and 818 a ridiculous amount of times in the past week, I decided this morning to look it up and just see, what comes up for it. And when I did, one of the things that kind of popped up, and it was just literally a flash, but I didn't open this particular link, but I saw a flash of it under the Google search. It said, fortune favors the brave. Okay, that was just this morning. So now, interestingly, we have this beautiful reading that I told you felt kind of different, right? And then this card, which I didn't notice until I was reading it, is 18. It's a 1 and an 8. And in this, it says, fortune favors the brave. I saw that this morning, you guys, on Google, when I looked up 818. And now 18 shows up and it's here again. So I'm sharing this with you guys because I've been put in a wonderful position to be able to share with all of you. And you guys are here with me, which I know makes you my soul family. And so this is going to mean something to you guys. It certainly means something to me in my journey and where I'm at. And I think this applies beautifully to this reading, that we do not want to let fear hold us back, because fear creates all these problems over here. And everything about your twin flame journey, and 818 and 808 are very twin flame numbers, okay? All of the angel numbers are, but this one in particular is a good one, right? So this is coming up for you guys just as much as it's coming up for me. I was meant to share this message with you. And so I would love to hear from you guys what this means to you, okay? We're all on that journey back to the center where our heart is, our connection to source. Getting out of the mind and back into the heart and having that heart-brain coherency where balance is achieved between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And I know you guys are all on this beautiful journey and it's leading you to the same beautiful place that it's leading me. And I'm excited for all of us as we continue to progress through this journey together. And so I think it's time to let go of fear. It's time for your divine masculine, obviously, to let go of fear and to step into their power and use that inner compass. And it's time for you to do that as well, divine feminine. Thank you for being here with me today. And again, for supporting our channel. We really love you guys so much. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments, and I will see you all on Thursday for your Divine Masculine reading. Take care.